Hi, everybody. Welcome to this very special week of podcasts. This week, we're actually going to be talking about the late and great actor Chadwick Boseman. Before we begin, we will wrote a memoriam for him.
Just a little statement, I guess, for Chadwick. I'll read it now, and I'll probably read it again at the end of the week. But so I'll go ahead and start. Chadwick Boseman is a chameleon and simply one of the most incredible actors of our generation. Everyone is strong and has their struggles, but Chadwick must have been, as they say, built different. A 4-year battle with colon cancer without telling many is certainly a show of power and humility that many strive to have, including myself. We've lost someone who has shown kids around the world that guess what? White is not the only color a superhero can be. And that's the most badass stories have been hidden from all of us because of our country or even our world's ignorant past. Chadwick has brought light to those stories. He has given a face, a voice, an image to these people, fictional or non-fictional, for all of us to enjoy and fall in love with. From Jackie Robinson, James Brown, Stormin' Norman, Detective Andre Davis, Thurgood Marshall, and of course, T'Challa, the Black Panther. We will miss him here every day. Rest in power, Chadwick. Your roles and your movies, and most of all, yourself, will be loved and admired for all time. So, yeah, we will miss Chadwick here a lot. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's a great actor. I mean, later in the week, we're going to talk about Black Panther. And that's one of my favorites for the MCU. No matter how you feel about it, like, it's a spectacle of a movie. Like, it's it's
a special movie, at least.
Yes.
Not just for Chadwick, because that was basically when he, that was his spotlight at that point. I don't know how to explain it.
I would say, yeah, that's he had been we can go ahead and we'd say his first big role is 42, without a doubt. That was his breakout role.
No, wait. Before we begin, on this episode, in this podcast, we're going to be talking about Chadwick's performances.
Yeah,
in
just
the past.
His highlights, how talk about his movies, how he was in all of them, and just really just highlighting them and just talking about him. Throughout the week, we're doing a thing on Black Panther and then the Five Bloods, which is the most recent live action movie. So we're going to talk about those, but right now we're just going to go through all his movies and really just talk about him, not just the movie. We'll talk about the other ones and the other videos, but this one we're kind of just talking about Chadwick and specifically Chadwick.
Mm-hmm. Since this is a very special episode, we actually have everyone here. So hi, I'm Win.
I'm Will.
I'm Matthew.
I'm Jacob. I'm Paul.
The pyrotechnic. And where should we begin?
Well, I mean, I guess
You want to talk about his TV shows?
We can, yeah. So let's
not really cameo, but the roles that he had.
We can start where he started with All My Children. That's not right. It's 2003 was his first role in All My Children, which is a soap opera, and we actually went through and watched just his performances and appearances in these. But All My Children, he was Reggie Porter Montgomery, number 1, which is just a little thing. Number 2 would actually end up being Michael B. Jordan. The roles flipped because Chadwick Boseman was I don't want to be this stereotypical African American character. Yeah. I don't want to do this role. And so he backed out of it, and then they got Michael B. Jordan, and it's funny because they go to do Black Panther. This
actually makes me wonder if Michael B. Jordan applied for the Black Panther role.
I'm
Civil
sure.
War was 2016 or 17, and Fan Four Stick was Fan Four Stick was 2015. I want to say. I wonder if he auditioned for the role.
Think he did. I think that has been said, maybe.
Because it happened with Loki.
Honestly, also I feel a ton of people probably auditioned for it. It's a pretty huge role.
It is, but it just makes me wonder if he wasn't attached to the Fox Fan Four Stick. I wonder if he would have gone for that role or if he was denied that role.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, we'll talk. Let's go to talk about All My Children. So we watched his scenes in the one episode, and what I said is he seemed very like he was acting. He was, and then the other people were soap opera acting, which I'm not saying they weren't acting, but there's
soap opera tends to have a very flat and very quick.
It's like
kind
flat, but also like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but he's like
it's all exposition, all yelling.
him acting in that. He's like, honestly, I couldn't get I didn't watch the full episode. I don't know what was going on, but he showed up at like a doctor's office or something, but like he was like on the run or something. And, he was just like acting like how he would in his later movies, like 42. I mean, it's kind of hard to compare that when it was just maybe like 10 minutes of content, but like, yeah, I mean, he was really acting, and
he gave
it his all,
performance,
and just
for a small kind of role. And was that his like first role, or did he have? I know he had a short film before that, right?
No, I think that was his first.
That was his first.
That was his first, and then that next one, he also appeared on Third Watch, Law and Order, and a short called Date, which I could not find. I guess he almost played himself in that. It says New Yorker as Chad Boseman. I wonder if he went as Chad like earlier.
I can see that.
Chad Boseman.
Just to be quick.
Yeah. But I didn't see the Law and Order Third Watch ones, but again, I bet it's the same thing. Mm-hmm. Like he's just acting his heart out. Yeah. And I'm surprised, like, it wasn't until when did 42 come out? 2013. 10 years into his career that he got that big role. He was mostly stuck in kind of the TV show.
Yeah, I think that was that's a problem with being a TV actor, is that you're kind of stuck in the world of TV, and sometimes it's very difficult to get out of it. Yeah, as far as I know.
He let's see. He was in The Glades. I remember that show like playing.
What was that short that we saw?
It was called Ladylike.
Ladylike.
And all he's called in that is male lead. And he's really not that big but
no, he didn't do much in there.
He's just a just a player almost.
Yeah,
kind of a skis ball. But like looking at this woman who gets locked out of her apartment and like trying to get the back in, but she's got a towel wrapped around her, and he's like, and just go watch the short. It's actually kind of a okay short. I mean, for 2006, gives a good message. But then he appears in CSI NY, The Appointment, which is another short, The Express, which is a football movie, and I'd seen that forever ago, but I don't remember him, but I didn't rewatch it. But I'm pretty sure it was a pretty small role, like kind of like in Remember the Titans, like Ryan Gosling's in that. Yeah. But then he's just kind of sunshine.
Yeah. So like, it looks like from the beginning of his career, he took like smaller roles, maybe just to possibly get experience, and also just to get food on the table.
Yeah. I mean,
that's how you start acting.
Yeah. Then he went to ER. George Clooney was in ER. I mean, it's a big show.
What was that, like 1990 something?
No, 2000s. That was early 2000s. That kind of ran along like Grey's Anatomy, and but it ended.
I wonder how George Clooney got out of that. Because after that he went like Ocean's 11 and stuff.
So like George Clooney, I mean,
off topic. Did he do Ocean's 11? Yeah, he did.
Off topic, but I despise George.
I don't like George Clooney.
Right, he is in that. I'm not.
He's got a pretty big head and small body.
Okay, I think I lied. Maybe he wasn't in ER. I'm sorry. I'm an idiot. He was in something.
He was in like a medical show, something.
Yeah.
It's one of those soap operas. I think I remember what you're talking about.
Well, we're just moving on. I'm just going to list off because I don't think I've heard of these shows but not seen them. Where's ER? So he was in Cold Case as Dexter Dex Collins. He was in Lie to Me, another TV series, as Cabe McNeil, then
I remember that.
Lincoln Heights, Nathaniel Ray, Persons Unknown, Graham McNair, and he was in both of those for over almost 10 episodes each.
What year was this?
2008 and 9 for Lincoln Heights, and then 2010 for Persons Unknown.
Yeah.
So he went to the Glades as Michael Richmond, Castle as Chuck Russell, 2011, Detroit 187 as Tommy Weston.
I thought you were about to say Tommy Wiseau. I'm like, whoa, did I miss something?
That'd be interesting. So then again, all these are TV series. Oh wow, I didn't even realize I watched his, I guess, first movie. I'll get to it, but Justified as Ralph Flex Beeman, 2011 as well. Fringe as Cameron James, 2011 as, and then his first movie is called The Kill Hole.
The Kill Hole.
Which
What does this sound familiar?
I kind of talked to you about it, but it's not good. I'm gonna be honest. But again, that same thing of talking about like All My Children. He acts his heart out right there. Like everyone else in that movie and the story and just the camera and everything is not great. It's subpar for sure. But then like Chadwick, he shines for sure. Like you're like that. He should be in he should be in a bigger movie than this.
Admittedly, it's something that we've talked about before. Like, he's always shined in every movie that he's in, no matter how bad it is. Like 21 Bridges, but he's always giving his all.
Yes. Now 21 Bridges, I'll defend a little. It's not bad. I mean, it is bad, but it's because it's because it's predictable, is what it is. Like,
no, it's because of the story and how badly written it was.
What's the story is predictable. Okay, we'll get to it. So The Kill, it's he's like an Iraqi veteran. He did some pretty messed up stuff over there. And this other soldier saw him, and he's like trying to blackmail him. And like, it's just not very good. But like, again, he's just like acting like it's no one's business, like killing it. Like, you believe in like everyone else. You're like, really? Like, and then, there's someone in The Kill. Let me look. The name's familiar, and maybe you can tell me. Billy Zane.
No, I have no idea who that is.
Give
me a few examples.
He was in Titanic. He was in Back to the Future Part 2.
Back to the Future.
Match. I think that was one of like Buzz, right? That was the
bad
guy.
He's
like bad guys, maybe. He seems like he was in a bunch of like kind of okay movies, but like very small roles.
No, go ahead. The bad guy from Back to the Future. Just look it up. I'm just curious.
Look up Match Back to the Future 2.
Match. You know, like the movie about 2015. That never happened.
Man, that never, they didn't come out with Jaws, whatever. Disappointed. Let me see.
Let us see. He looks familiar now.
Well, that's who Billy Zane is. That's neither here nor there. I think he's the like biggest name in that besides Chadwick.
Wait, zoom in. No, that's not him.
It's not the.
No, it's not the dad. It's not McFly.
No. Yeah.
McFly.
But so from The Kill, not a good movie. Like probably
the worst on that list.
I didn't want to rewatch this one either, but Gods of Egypt, I just remember that getting review bombed. I hadn't seen it.
Gods of Egypt. Oh my God, I forgot about that movie.
I
saw that 5-6 years ago, and
yeah, it came out 2016.
Yeah, completely forgot about it.
I know. Well,
I saw it and I was like, ooh.
Yeah. So, but he was in it apparently, so I didn't know that. But it's just like I'll move on because at 42, but like he did what he could, because it almost tries to be like a knockoff Taxi Driver, because he drives a taxi and he's like a war veteran.
What, 42?
No. Yes.
I was like, what?
The Kill Hole.
Oh.
They kind of tried to do that and was like,
is it by the same director or writer? Or
no,
producer?
this person, whoever it was, I'll get their name just so we can give them props, because I mean, making a movie in itself is a big. Yeah, it's got a 4.4 on IMDb. That's Misha Weebly.
Okay, it's definitely not him.
Yeah.
Misha? I'm assuming that's a girl.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe. There's no picture or anything.
Well, I miss you.
But we'll move on to 42. So definitely, like we said, breakout role. Like,
man, stupendous acting, dude. Like, where was this guy?
I know it. Well, and that's what I would think happened. He was in the kill hole. Someone saw it and was like, "We could use this guy." Yeah. Like he's pretty dang good.
Probably auditioned, and they went through a bunch of actors, maybe some big names.
Because this is I mean, it's a big role. I'm assuming this was the first like Jackie Robinson movie. If I
think
guess.
so. Yeah.
But like it's a pretty big role to play someone like Jackie Robinson. Like I
Yeah.
said earlier with the little thing, like he's brought so many characters to like
And
life.
he's got like a limited like set of people to go with in terms of like references.
Mhm.
Let's
Oh,
say
yeah, you
for
talked
the way
about
the way he talks, the way he walks.
Mm-hmm.
But
But
this
yeah,
was great.
we'll talk about this later in some of the other videos. But he seems to always have like a different accent, and just like
And I think that's a really good approach for an actor to do. Like,
mhm. You never know like what he sounds like. It's kind of like almost Christian Bale
yeah,
in a sense. Like he'll go to like the Academy Awards and you'll see all over social media. Wait, he's British? Or
yeah, I know. Or
wait.
like Tom Holland.
yeah.
Yeah, because like a lot of people were like, "Oh wow, he has an
What?
accent."
Yeah,
Like, what?
yeah. And it's also just like they play a character that's so big, like Christian Bale, Batman, and it's like, oh, that's actually his voice. But
I didn't know that until like a few years ago.
which one?
Batman.
Christian Bale.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I always forget with stuff like that. I always forget like,
Yeah.
oh, that's their accent. But yeah, just like 42, he's alongside Harrison Ford in that. Like, talk about some star power. Like with Harrison Ford, and before we knew, like Chadwick Boseman, star power right there. Like,
I bet he was kind of, even though he was a star, I bet he was kind of like overlooked
Mm-hmm.
for a bunch of people. Just
Well,
like,
that's what
I don't know who this is. And
That's what I feel like. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, doing TV series for 8 years. I mean, it looks like he paid his dues is what happened,
Mhm.
and he got that one role, and now he's one of the biggest like superhero movies of all
Yeah.
time.
But
But
for 42, I'd probably say that's like his best role yet.
mhm.
Either that or Marshall.
Yeah, I actually took like ratings for a few of those movies just to hop back to the Kill Hole. I put a 3 out of 10.
Okay.
And I said they say continuity in it because continuity. crew. But
Merch coming soon
maybe.
for everybody here. Jacob looked up.
Mhm. But let's see. For 42, I said that was an 8 out of 10. Like,
Yeah, I would say that too.
and like I give some of the other ones like the Marvel movies like higher just because of nostalgia and just
Because it's Marvel.
yes, because
He's
it's
being
Marvel.
paid off by Marvel.
I wish.
Out of both of us, I'm the
If
only
I
one
could
that's
have
not being
just their
paid.
like scratch money,
Yeah.
But
It'd be so funny, just like a lot of people just being like, "Oh, these guys are being bought off by Marvel," and I'm just sitting here like criticizing every single
yeah.
one of them.
Well, wait till you see the Black Panther video.
That
Well,
was a fun video.
yeah, that it was. I will hopefully just. Oh, speaking of, get your money. We both mentioned it.
Yep, wait a bunch of times. Here we go.
Just see. We'll just throw her in there.
By
And
the way,
just,
this is an IKEA bag.
just in case anyone's wondering, this is our MCU bucket. And anytime we mention the MCU or DC, we have to put change in there, and we'll put that to something eventually, probably
Yeah.
charity.
In this video, until we get to that part where we talk about Black Panther, every time we mention it before or after that, we'll put a coin in.
Yeah.
Just to be fair.
But yeah, any like last thoughts on 42? Like,
There was no empty. There was no parts where it felt empty, like his acting.
I would agree with
like
that.
you
Or
watch
just the
him-
whole movie, even like it's
Yeah.
a good movie, not because every other role, like he's just kind of he shines while everything else is kind of
Yeah.
well. In this, the whole movie shines, and he's just compliments
Yeah.
it just as much.
Autobiography movies, usually I don't really like them all that much. But if someone like gives a good performance in it, I could care less about the person.
Yeah.
Or who is it about. Like, it can be such an interesting
Yeah.
movie if you watch the acting.
And that's even we can talk about like Marshall or Get On
Yeah.
Up. Like
Yeah.
the roles like aren't like so. We'll move up to Draft Day. Have you seen that? I didn't watch that one.
No, I didn't.
It's just about Paul. Paul says he's seen it. Is it?
It's all right.
Do you remember?
If you like football, you'll like it.
Is
Why is that?
Chadwick doesn't do very very much. He's like
Just kind of a side character.
he's just like the linebacker. He's like one of the prospects.
Okay.
They think about taking.
That's what I thought, and that's why I really didn't give it a watch because I thought he'd just be kind of.
How long was it in it for? Do you know?
He was,
How long do you think it was in it?
he was probably like the third or fourth most like
Shown character?
I wanted to watch it because I read reviews for it and it was like, oh, it's really interesting to see like how like draft day and how teams look at everything. Like, it definitely seems like it's a very interesting movie. And again, I can't say anything about it, but like
Matthew, time. 1 minute.
You've got about 5 left.
Okay, go ahead.
5 minutes.
Finish.
Yeah, we'll wrap it. We'll draft
wrap
day
that
up.
part out.
So yeah, I haven't seen Draft Day, but
Mhm.
I'm sure it's a good. Like he does well. It's got Kevin Costner, I believe.
Oh
in it.
yeah, I remember that guy.
So
He's in like every inspirational movie I've pretty much seen.
yeah, he's pretty good. I do like me some Kevin Costner.
Is he still alive?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I'm sure Draft Day is a good movie. I'm intrigued to watch it. I'll probably watch it someday.
I don't know. Movies like that kind of like, they kind of bore me mainly. Not
Fair.
because of the subject, but because of like, I know it's probably going to have a fast pace kind of thing. And
Yeah.
it's going to slow down at some point and then going to go fast again. And it's like, and the story's everywhere because someone
Paul,
this
is it
and that.
relatable to Moneyball at all?
Have you seen
No,
Moneyball?
It doesn't even compare to Moneyball.
Well, I know Moneyball's amazing, but like same kind of.
Oh,
Tropes?
You didn't
No.
like Moneyball?
No, he's
Moneyball's awesome.
Okay.
I'm just saying it's really not that great of a movie.
What would you compare it
It's
with?
just like showing the NFL draft.
yeah. That's what it like. That's what it seemed like. If you like,
Just a lot of sitting.
No,
Okay.
it's just like trade talks and behind the scenes draft stuff.
Well, let's move on. So we got his next role was Get On Up, and I watched that for the first time in preparation for this.
I watched it twice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
I like the song. I like this performance.
like overall the movie's I'd say kind of meh,
Yeah, but
Like,
the
as a
movie, no.
movie?
Yeah.
but his performance I would say is pretty insane.
It's
Like I'd say one of his like it's maybe not his best, but like the most like wow, that's like I said earlier, like he's like a chameleon of an actor. Like it's like, oh, that's really him? Like that's crazy.
and it's entertaining, and there's some parts that was pretty unique, unlike Bohemian Rhapsody or no offense to the fans who like those, but like that was pretty bad.
No, Bo-Rap,
Bohemian Rhapsody, Bohemian, and what was the other one? Elton
Rocket.
John?
Okay, Rocket Man was better,
Rocket Man was better,
but,
but
not.
it's not Get On Up.
Yeah.
I was impressed with the
Yeah.
actors,
Get on.
so.
Yeah. Get On Up is just. Let me see. What did I say for this movie? I don't think I took any notes, but I said Get On Up was a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I'll give it that. I mean, I gave Rocket Man like 6, and then Bohemian Rhapsody a 5. So it's
That
really in
sounds
the
about
latter.
right.
Yeah,
Get On Up. He's just that accent he does. Like it's insane. Like,
yeah,
and just the story. What I loved about that story is it didn't stop, even though it did have flashbacks. Like
Yeah,
it
no, it
still
didn't.
progressed. It's like, oh, when he's 20. Oh, now we're back to when he's 8. But I'm still
Yeah.
continuing the story that was just happening there. So it
Yeah.
and it just keeps progressing, and then it'll like it hops all over the place, and it's still just so good. Like I feel like that's a very good thing that a lot of like biopics like that should do is
Yeah.
like progress the story but also tell about their past and like go back and forth
it
because
was very smooth in transitions too,
Mhm.
in terms of not talking about like scene to scene, but in terms of like their progression in becoming from this like choir or singers from church to kind of this big name group.
yeah, I mean, and I listened to a lot of James Brown's music like after I watched it. That man he's apparently one of the it says at the end like he's one of the most sampled artists.
Yeah,
Definitely just like the sound he has is so ahead of like his time, and it's just insane like listening to it. Like I listened to their first thing, which was I think from like the 70s maybe, and it's kind of funny just to see the album, but it's just got to like people like on the album like just like
Yeah.
chilling. But
You can't. I don't think you can get the same energy and charisma that James Brown had.
but
the
Chadwick,
way
does,
Chadwick,
a pretty,
yeah.
does a pretty dang good job. Actually, Paul, there's one song from Django that James Brown sings. It's like a collab between Tupac and him, which like it's a mix between them.
It's collab.
Yeah, it's a mix.
That's interesting.
But so yeah, Get On Up. It's I would say one of his most unique performances, and like just overall, just
That was.
Wow.
I think that was like. That was when he really changed. Did something different. Holy
Yeah.
shit. Sorry.
Took a while.
Whoa, my brain just stopped working in the middle of that, bro.
They
Oh
got
my
me to
God.
Pay attention there. I just heard a quick pause and I went, huh?
Yeah, that pause. That was when it stopped.
So, any other thoughts for Get On Up?
Get On Up. Would recommend. Not really a movie that you like
It's on
want
HBO
to
Max.
watch like 2 or 3 times, but it's a movie that's fun.
You should watch. I feel like
Yeah.
if you like music,
Mm-hmm.
if you like just the past, if you just like
The
biopics,
history,
stuff like
biopics,
that.
Yeah.
it's definitely a movie for you to watch. So from there we'll move on to a little short he did called 9 Kisses, and it was literally his short was just like there's 9. They're just 2-minute shorts where they get actors and they throw them into scenes. There's no words and they kiss each other at the end.
I did
And
see
so
that.
so for his, what it is he's on the stage like playing a guitar, and I'm assuming they could have done it on the set of Get On Up, like on a stage or something. I don't know. But like he's playing a guitar, he's singing, and you like hear the crowd. There's no one else there, but it's Kristen Stewart who he's alongside, which I feel like is such a weird,
Yeah,
like,
that's
you
a
don't-
far reach.
like you wouldn't normally see that, but she's like a crazy fan, and so she runs on stage and they kiss, and then she runs away,
Oh,
and that's all it was.
Nine
And
Kisses.
I thought it was like, oh, that's cool. And a lot of them were like 2 actors. It's like, oh, that's weird to see them almost next to each other. Like the
That's something
2,
we wouldn't
I think
see.
it was like Reese Witherspoon and Benedict Cumberbatch, and I was like, that's
Oh, I think I've
interesting.
seen that before. Yeah,
That's interesting. And then there was like Steve Carell and Laura Dern are the other two I remember. But
Steve Carell and Laura Dern.
theirs was pretty funny. They're like sitting on a park bench, and they're just kind of like, they're like obviously like on a date, and then they like get all over each other, and then they stop, and then that's the short. But
That sounds like Steve Carell.
it does. But yeah, we'll move on for that one. So you said you saw Gods of Egypt. I have not seen that.
Bro, no, I didn't even realize that Chadwick Boseman was in it.
He was what? How do you say that? Throth, I think.
In all fairness, I didn't really recognize him.
Thoth. I'm gonna look up a picture of him right now. Just
Thoth.
it's an Egyptian god. Like,
Yeah.
let's see what he is.
Million
Thoth
gods.
is the ancient Egyptian god of writing, magic, wisdom, and the moon. He was one of the most important gods of ancient Egypt, alternately said to be self-created or born of the seed of Horus. Okay, I just want
So basically a bunch of bullshit, and he said, "Oh, look at the moon." I'm just kidding. Yeah.
Oh, I remember seeing pictures of him like dressed like that.
That's what I mean. I didn't even realize that was him, because the whole movie was just so distracting.
I need to watch it because it's one of that one got review bombed hard.
Yeah, I
like,
know.
I'm assuming it's not great, but again, I'll watch anything.
That was probably his big blockbuster debut, because all the other ones were just
I would say that's like
autobiographies
well, at
and-
least it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I bet the concept was great, and then they finally filmed it and realized that it was like a Sony picture or something, and was like, oh well.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, but talking about what, Matthew?
No, you're fine, sorry.
Just talking about just like his blockbuster, like next to Civil War. So
Oh really?
yes. So like
I was so excited for that. Oh my god. I think I saw that we talk about this in a future video on Thursday. Look out for that. We were talking about this, and that was really the only reason why I got so excited for Civil War. Because before that, they didn't even announce Spider-Man, I don't think.
yeah, it
But-
was just that trailer. Where
Yeah.
It's like, oh.
And the way he spoke in that movie, man, I wish they brought that back. Like that heavy, deep accent
Mm-hmm.
that he had in there, and just this overall like his seriousness and
He is definitely more serious and
in Civil War.
Well, also attribute that to his dad getting murdered and like just that character. He was that character. It's still Black Panther, but
Yeah.
like,
But no, that was the reason why I love that movie. I mean, that's also the reason that I really took Chadwick Boseman seriously, because that was basically the first time I noticed him as an actor.
yeah,
I'm
and
really
I feel
sorry.
like the MCU would do that for anyone. Like it
Yeah.
gets so much traction.
Yeah.
Hey, Marvel, if you actually want to give us money, like just put me in the background.
I'd love to be in the background of a Marvel movie. That sounds awesome.
You'd be seen by billions of people.
Like, don't even make me do anything important. Just sit in the back eating or drinking coffee
Oh, yeah.
or something. Like,
That'd be insane.
I'd
But
just like to sit in a bus.
just Civil War. I mean, do you want to like hop into that at all? I don't.
You want to talk about Civil War? Is that what you mean?
I mean, we've got a good bit of movies to get through, and like,
Yeah.
I mean, any like, I'd say let's talk highlights from that with Chadwick Boseman. The speech that he gives to
The
Zemo.
speech at the Zemo scene at the end, that
Yes.
was amazing. The first time you see him in the suit,
Yes.
I thought that was great, like in that chase scene in Germany.
Yeah.
Oh
the,
my
like,
God.
he's just taking the helicopter bullets.
Yeah,
just
and he was
chilling.
like, "Who's the?" And they were like, "Who's the other guy?" And then he started like,
the chase scene underground
Mhm.
where they're like running through traffic. Like it's awesome.
and the part that I didn't like the most is probably like the Black Panther has been in Wakanda or has been defending Wakanda for generation. Like in that van, they're like, so you like cats, and then out of nowhere, he was just like, the Black Panther has been like of the like award,
Oh yeah.
something like that. I don't remember.
I thought it was kind of funny.
I thought it was weird. I think
the one thing I'll criticize about Civil War is I don't really like Civil War too much. I gave
No, I
it
don't
like
either.
a 7 because I think, but like a lot of that movie's pushed by coincidences.
yeah.
But
I
which
get
does a lot of movies. Don't get me wrong, but
it's one of those movies where it's like on paper it's great, and then you see it
Yeah,
and
it's
you're like, yeah.
Civil War, like it's an awesome comic.
I
wish there was more.
My
I wish-
ex-girlfriend took my comic book for
Boo.
Civil
wait,
War.
really? Which one? Oh, sorry.
Is
Civil
that
War.
really a question? And why are you so curious about that?
I don't know.
It was such a good book too. It was like, man, I missed that book.
I just hit the mic with my big nose.
But yeah, Civil War movie wasn't great. Chadwick Boseman, first exposure to him, or
Should've
not
been.
first exposure, but
First,
Maybe-
like, oh, this is Chadwick
First time I noticed
Boseman.
him, yeah.
Yes. Like
impressive.
yeah, I wish there was more. Like,
Did you see his interviews about being a Black Panther?
Mm-mm.
So apparently the story behind that was it wasn't that he was auditioning, but he might have already. So he was doing a movie with someone else, and he was on Australia or something like that, and he was like getting out of his trailer. This was with Jimmy Kimmel. So this, and I also watched this like a long time ago. He got out of his trailer, and I think like a security guy or something like that came up to him and gave him like a comic book, Black Panther.
Oh,
It was
I
like,
think-
you are Black Panther or something like that.
I think I remember that. Hearing that.
It's such a long time ago, but that made me really think like, yeah, I see how this is his.
Yeah, but yeah, Civil War overall, it's a movie. He shines in it though, as always. Like, I feel like you can say that about a lot of actors and all, but like, I don't know. I feel like there was something special about him and all of his, like, he just shined. But we'll move on from Civil War to Message from the King, which is a Netflix movie. I actually didn't watch this one either, but
It was recommended to me. I don't know why I didn't watch it. I
it
should've
seemed
watched
like it seemed like almost the opposite of like 21 Bridges. So like 21 Bridges, he's a detective trying to figure out like who killed his other policeman. This is like, I think, let me pull it up so I don't get it wrong, but it's like he's a criminal or something. Okay, maybe not.
Maybe not. He's
No,
not a
absolutely not. I either the Netflix description was just awful or so a mysterious outsider from South Africa named Jacob King arrives in Los Angeles to look for his missing young sister.
Yeah,
And I think, I don't know.
I don't remember it.
I'll
at
have
all.
to watch it too.
Not remember. I haven't seen it at all.
I'll have to I didn't prep well enough. I failed. Well, I'm sure again it's good. And then Marshall, I watched scenes from this, which is about the Supreme Court judge Thurgood Marshall.
I remember watching this movie. I didn't like it too much, but I liked his performance,
Mhm.
and that's about it.
Yeah, he's the it's about he was the first African American Supreme
Yeah.
Court justice. I watched some scenes, like again, he just shined.
I watched it like 3 years ago, 2 years ago, something like that.
Came out 2017, so yeah.
Yeah, it was all right. I thought.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'd probably feel the same, but again, just even now watching it, I'd probably have more like sentimental like feelings towards it, and like yeah. But from there, we got the quintessential Black Panther, like the movie.
Watch out for a video on Wednesday.
Yes.
Yep.
There may be some clashing feelings about Black Panther in that
There
video.
might be. It's almost
There
like a
might.
podcast. It's almost just me talking about it.
Right?
Most.
Well,
Yeah, and the things I didn't like.
but
about
Black Panther, like he shines in it, of course. I mean, I say everyone shines. You know what? We'll just say we won't even give this one a rating. Like it's just again, let's talk about the role itself. Like not
it.
the
I like
movie.
Chadwick. I like him as Black Panther. What the?
Yeah, but like we'll save it because we have a whole video coming to y'all in a couple days. But
I should emphasize again. I like Chadwick as Black Panther. That's about it.
Okay. But yeah, I love that movie. I talk about it in the video, but
I like to also emphasize. I said I liked the movie. I didn't say I hated it.
he's just he may or may not criticize it.
Yeah, and also I'm not racist. Before anybody says anything about that, okay? I know because a lot of people say that if you didn't like Black Panther, you're racist or something. I'm just saying. I'm just stating a fact. What?
Do people actually say that?
Yes. You know how many people said like, oh yeah, I didn't like Black Panther because there's like one was bad CGI or something like that.
Yeah.
And then people were talking about how like a lot of the scenes were too reminiscent of Skyfall or something. And then a bunch of Twitter people like said, "Oh, you're just racist because you just don't like black people." I'm like,
race into that. Come on.
I don't know. I
It's just
get.
an opinion on it, you know. What
Yeah,
I mean?
I get that it's a movie. It's a big movie, and it's a big
that's
movie
why
about representation.
Sorry.
But it doesn't mean that when someone doesn't like a movie, it's because of the race that's
actors and
involved or anything like that. It's simply just because of the story, or it could be like CGI. You can criticize a movie just because you like it. You can still
It's just
criticize
because
it.
it was so big. I mean, that's
Yeah.
why that happened.
But yeah, I
but-
just wanted to emphasize that before you watch that movie. I'm just saying.
Wow. And we've had Endgame for a year. I didn't even think about that. So the next two are again Infinity War and Endgame, and like the Infinity War, it's awesome. I wish again we had more of him in that.
Yeah, I know.
I feel like out of all the movies though, I don't feel like he shines that much in Infinity War.
No,
It's
that's
more
what I was
Wakanda itself.
saying. Yeah.
But the one scene that I love is when he's running out to battle and Captain America's right in stride
Yeah, that was
with
pretty
him.
cool.
That scene like always just makes me smile, and I did like when I first watched it. But one thing I always love about that is Bucky can run that fast too. Why isn't
Yeah, why isn't he chasing?
He said nah.
Why isn't he behind him?
He says no. Well, he's got a gun for fairness.
Oh, so what?
But he's just nah. I ain't going up there.
Captain America has what, like 50-pound like shields on each arm?
Yeah.
He can definitely run as fast, like not faster because he has a 50-pound gun.
Yeah. Well,
50-pound gun.
Yeah, it was like a big LMG.
it is a big gun.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a
Well,
giant
and then
LMG.
About to say that.
Endgame, spoiler, I guess. I mean, it's a pretty recent movie. So when he comes through the portals, I'd say or the gauntlet scene. Give it to Clint. Give it to me.
Yeah, that was his classic like Black Panther voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that until now.
But it's funny because
Or like Clint over here or something like that.
he's like hand it to me or something. But it's because they say there's the line in Civil War where it's like,
Yeah, I remember that.
who are you? Or like I don't care.
I
Yeah,
don't
he
know.
says,
It was like I don't think we've
met.
met yet. I'm Clint, and then he goes, I don't care.
And then, but
Yeah.
then it's like, hey, like it's a good nod.
Yeah,
to
because he
that.
doesn't know his Hawkeye, so he just calls him Clint.
Well, they didn't really mention Hawkeye in the show.
No, that's what I mean. He doesn't
But
know
yeah.
his name. Yeah.
Anyways, the just a little moment from that one that like made me love that scene even more. I saw the Endgame in 4D, and it's like the moving seats and all that. But whenever we went and saw it, there was a group of guys, and they were all just like, "Oh my God, BP!" Like coming through. Like Endgame, whenever it first came out, everyone was pretty vocal in the theaters, like cheering and stuff.
I had very mixed feelings when I went to go watch Infinity War and Endgame opening night. Because like there was a lot of people like reacting and like clapping and all this, and I'm like, you know, I part of me just really wants to watch the movie at the moment. Yeah.
I understand that point of view, but like I'm gonna watch it again. I don't care.
No, that's what I mean. Like I'll watch it again, but if it's the same result every time where someone's yelling and I'm like, okay, you guys can hop off.
Seeing Endgame opening night is one of like the best experiences.
That was a great event.
Oh, it was amazing.
I wish we could bring that back. That was really fun.
Yeah.
Like, just that kind of opening nights and like that
and you can still get them like in certain movies, but like it's
2020.
really, it's like Star Wars and Marvel movies right now that give those.
Oh wow, the two properties owned by Disney.
But yeah,
Wow.
Just the guys being like, oh my God, BP, like, oh yeah, that's my guy. Like it was just cool to hear that and like someone's so excited about this character. But then moving on from that, 21 Bridges, so. It's a so-so movie.
Dude, I was in the Philippines when I watched this.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I'm so glad I only paid like $2 or $3 for that. Cause like that was shit.
Yeah, it's not great. I gave it a 5 out of 10. It's very predictable, but again, he shines. He does. I'd say I can't remember another character in that movie. There's J.K. Simmons.
Yeah.
But like any other like side character.
Any big characters? What about that guy that was like selling or like was the one helping with?
There was some guy with an apartment who was like a rich
that's what
guy.
I mean.
Yeah,
Forgettable characters.
Yeah,
I don't remember his name.
So, but like his name in that was Andre Davis, Detective Andre Davis.
I love how they knew that this movie was bad, so they were like by the Russos. So
yeah,
it's their problem.
Yeah, give it to the Russos. But yeah, I don't feel like there's much to say. It's a very predictable like cop movie almost.
Yeah, it's a very standard, maybe like 1991 style,
like 1990 type movie.
Yeah, 90, yeah. Like
so, and then we'll move on from that to his.
Hold on, and 21 Bridges were only literally like mentioned once, like the bridges.
Yeah, it's like shut down the bridges.
Shut down the bridge, and that was it.
Yep.
Like if you had to put like a keyword to search in like every single scene in that movie, that is the only one time that
Probably
would say
says bridges. Yeah. Yep. But then The Five Bloods was his most recent like performance, and
he's second to last.
Yes, we'll have him in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, and then what's it called? The What If series.
The What If series.
Solo voice
that's
acting.
Like, voice, yeah.
But still, it's something. But yeah, The Five Bloods. We're doing a podcast on that, a Streaming Junkies episode later in the week, so stay tuned for that. So I don't really feel like we should touch on that too much. But stay tuned to that. Make sure you're subscribed. But yeah, any like, I guess final thoughts for Chadwick? Like,
excellent actor. Gone too soon, and honestly, if he would have kept going, or if he was still here, it would have been interesting. What the other projects and other autobiographies he would have been in.
Just because that seemed kind of his trope.
Yeah, and he does a really good job in them. So
yeah. I think, like you said, gone too soon. Could have. There's just, like, I don't know. Could be up there as like, I don't know. Like you got right now, who like the top actors? You got like Leo, Brad Pitt, and they're like.
I don't say they're.
Well, no. Well, you wouldn't say those are top actors.
No. No offense to them, but like,
okay. Well,
Brad Pitt has always had this like. Smug acting, and it's like
I'm trying to wrap this up.
The only time I liked him in was in like Moneyball, and that's about it. But well, yeah, I wouldn't say he's top. But,
well,
in Hollywood, go that movie.
Agreed. That movie.
I hated that movie. No offense. Oh,
I
Margot
understa-
Robbie's in it. Oh,
The movie's not great. Well,
you're welcome, Matthew.
but anyways, what I'm trying to say is that like those okay. You can't say those aren't good actors, and there's like that generation of actors. I think like Brad Pitt.
I definitely can.
Okay, well, what I'm trying to say is Brad Pitt, Leo are like a certain generation of
Yeah.
actors. Like before that, you could think like Meryl Streep, Al Pacino, De Niro. I would say like that's the generation before that, like memorable top tier like movie actors.
Yeah.
And like I would feel like the next one coming up would have been like your Chadwick, like I don't like your Marvel like people essentially because they've just kind of pushed this decade.
Yeah.
But like Chadwick's right there, like, and he's like there's no like misstep. Like you could say like Chris Evans, but like he's all like
he's a special case because I think he's definitely at this point been typecasted.
yeah. Well,
Big
I'm just
tough
trying
guy.
to say is that we've lost like a actor that would have been talked about years to come and made so many great movies, and that he's going to be missed. So I guess we'll
wrap it up.
wrap it up from there, and like we'll miss Chadwick. This is the start of Chadwick, so make sure you're subscribed so you can see all the videos coming up. We've got some reactions to trailers. We've got a Black Panther video, and we've got Defy Bloods. So we went through all his movies here, but make sure to stay tuned for those. Comment down below. We are doing a little giveaway. We're giving away one of these little like collectible Black Panther coins, and all you got to do to enter is comment down below, and we'll say rest in power Chadwick to comment down below. And just put that down
If
below.
you've gone this far, yeah.
Yeah, if you've gotten this far, put that down below. We're going to say like a thing to comment down below for the rest of our videos. So make sure you watch to the end. And also make sure you're subscribed, but comment down there. Make sure to like the video, all that good stuff. But yeah, that's going to be our first episode for Chadwick. So thank y'all for watching. We'll see y'all next time. Have a wonderful day, night, evening, and all that. Bye.